Our daughter Hayden June, who is 12 years old, the week of her birthday, she fell very sick. We got her to the emergency room on her and her twin sister's birthday for lowered O2 levels.
It's like I couldn't breathe when I stood up, and I'm getting these bad headaches often. So whenever I walked around the kitchen to get energy, I couldn't breathe after one round of it.
That morning she was very lethargic, couldn't stand, couldn't keep her eyes open, had trouble breathing. I borrowed a pulse oximeter from my in-laws and put that on her finger, and it was reading in the 40 percentile range. So immediately took her to the emergency room, and they did a chest x-ray and told us she had really bad pneumonia, and we had to care flight her immediately to Covenant.
She fell even worse, and they had to put her on a life-saving device called ECMO, and she was on that in a medical-induced coma. Once all the realization hit of what was about to happen with our child, the conversation was, okay, how long are we expecting to do this? In my mind, I'll tell you, I was thinking this is like a 2 or 3 day thing. When you hear the word bypass, you're thinking a heart bypass. We're looking 2 or 3 days. And they looked at us and told us weeks to months. And we let that set in. And then once we got back into okay, what's our next step? What do we got to do? We thought, okay, Airbnb, what are we going to do? I can't keep paying for a hotel for weeks to months. And we started kind of reaching out to some people, and then they're like, oh, don't worry about it. And Brittany, the nurse manager, was like, we're going to get you a hold of Amanda at the Ronald McDonald House. There is a charity that will help you with your stay here and keep you closer to her.
You hear the name Ronald McDonald House, and you don't understand what the charity is until something happens, and then you need it, and it was definitely a godsend. It gave us a room 1 floor down from where she was staying.
The Ronald McDonald House gave my husband and I a chance to grieve. We sat in there and we cried. That was the first night that we got to be a husband and wife. We got to be a family and talk about how we were really feeling in our own protected area.
Every little bit of responsibility that they could take off of our shoulders, with all the things that were going on, with all the frustrations, all the emotional distress that we were in, that Hayden was in, and all the medical attention that she required, the little bit that they could do to help was a big difference to us.
We started therapies here in the hospital, and 61 days in the ICU, she got to walk out of this hospital with her family. I would have never in my right mind thought that I was going to need a charity to come help us. We work hard, we pay our bills, we do all these things, and we provide for ourselves. And you always think that that's for people who can't afford this or can't. It's not. It's not about whether you can afford something or not. It's about your time of need. Being there and not having to leave her side helped her. I believe it 100%. They feel their loved ones around them, and you're giving that to us. We didn't have to leave our daughter. There's not enough thank yous in the world that I can say to your charity. I don't know what I would have done if I couldn't have been at this hospital with my child.
We're the June family.
We stayed at the Ronald McDonald House for 55 days.
And your pledge makes a difference.